And also, why are we here? We are here to discuss first the RTP for the Jan 26 attempt. So, yeah, let's quickly do. And before we start, I have a request. Okay, now let's keep this interactive. You guys have joined, so let's keep this interactive. And second thing, we will go in a way we are going in the exams. And also, what I feel is whatever you do before this last 3 weeks or 2 weeks or 1 month before the exam should be same practice that you do in the exam. Like in the exam, what you do, same way you should practice the questions also. Did you understand? So, as you know, the first part is regarding the MCQ. Uh, and those who are asking, this is RTP for the Jan 26 attempt, CA final Jan 26 attempt. So, case scenario. The first thing is regarding the case scenario. If you see, that case scenario is big case scenario. Did you see that? You have a big case scenario. Do you guys sit and read the case scenario first? Or do you directly go to the question? What is your approach in the exams? I'm asking your approach in the exam. Do you read the case scenario or you directly go to the questions? What do you do? We directly go to the questions, right? So can we try that format? And whatever you do in the exams, please get used to in the practice itself. Okay. So directly can we go? So it's a very big case scenario. Directly we are going to the first question. Okay. Please read. Uh, ah. As per the provisions of CARO 2020, what should be the auditor's reporting responsibility with regard to revaluation of PPE, property, plant and equipment, by Zenith Components Limited? Now wait, now we are hearing about the CARO. First thing, when a question comes in CARO, you have to see the applicability. The CARO, applicability. Come on, let's revise also. Just rather than discussion, let's revise. CARO, which para deals with applicability? Applicability is which para? Is it para 1 or para 2 or para 3 or para 4? Applicability is, come on guys, which para? Para 1. Here, which company you saw? It is Zenith Components. Zenith Components means it's a not private company, public company. CARO is, for a public company, CARO is applicable. First one. Now, PPE, can you say which clause? Is it clause 1, 2, 3? There are 21 clauses. Which clause deals with PPE? Very good. Clause 1. Can we revise clause 1 of CARO? Clause 1, how many sub points are there? Clause 1 is regarding PPE. How many sub points are there? Very good. A, B, C, D, E. So, can you just say what is A clause? And A clause deals with what? Whether proper, A, B, C, D, E. So, A clause, whether proper records are maintained, then whether physical verifications are conducted at regular intervals, then C says about the title deeds, then D says whether revaluation has been done, plus or minus by how many percent you should report. Can you say whenever numeric comes, you should be careful. Auditor has to report whenever there is a plus or minus by, that's right, 10%. And finally, any binami. Binami. So that is clause 1, which has A to E. Now, can you go back to the case study? You saw PPE, right? Where is PPE in this question? Can you just glance through? Did you get this? This is question number 1's relevant portion in the case study. Can you read, please? One of the buildings owned by Zenith was revalued during the year based on valuation report from a registered valuer. increasing the aggregate carrying amount of PPE from 12.5 to 14.5 crores. And how much is the increase? From 12.5, it has become 14.5 crores. How much is the increase? 2 crore. How much was the PPE? 12.5. Can you please calculate and say how much percent is the increase? 2 crores increase from 12.5. So if you calculate, how much will you get? Very good. There is 16% increase. So do you need to report or not? Report பண்ணணுமா வேண்டாமா செய்யணும் வேண்டியோ? Do you need to report? Answer is yes. Where you have to report? Can you say clause 1 where D? Very good. Now can you reply with the answer? Now you will say I will hear. No reporting is required. Reporting is required under clause 1D since it exceeds 10%. Reporting is required under 1C. Reporting is not required. Reporting is not required. Is it B or D? You guys saw this. That's fine. This required, na? So not this, not clause 1C. Reporting is required. So the answer is B. Are we clear? So can I go to, and if question number 1 is clear, can you say 2 so that we can go to the question 2? And so this question is from Caro class 1. Okay. Second one. And again, it's Caro only. Whether reporting is required under Caro 2020 in case sanctioned cash credit limit working capital. So which clause comes to your mind? Working capital limit, sanctioned, which clause comes to your mind? Is it clause 1 or 2 or what? Which clause of Caro 2020? It is clause. That's right, clause 2. What is clause 2 talking about? Clause 2 talks about the inventory. In that, how many sub points were there? Adila, in that, how many sub points were there? 2 sub points, na? A and B. A says physical verification conducted, discrepancies. B says whenever there is a working capital exceeding, how much crores, how much amount? 5 crores. Whether statement filed is as per the books, right? So that is clause 2. Can you go back to the case? Where is this in the case study? Can you read back? Here. This is question number 2. Can I read? The Zenith Components Limited was sanctioned a credit limit of 5.25 crore, exceeding 5 crore on the basis of current asset, but it was reduced to 4.95 crores after 6 months. In this connection, company submitted quarterly stock statements to the bank, which are in agreement with books. Can someone say, do we need to report? It was 5.25, more than 5 crore, but it was reduced to 4.95. Do you need to report? Actually, in the year end, if you see, it's only 4.95, below 5 crore. So, Caro clause 2 says you report only if it exceeds 5 crore. Can we have a reply? Do you need to report? Answer is yes, no. Come on. Answer is yes. You know why? If the working capital amount exceeds 5 crores at any point of time during the year, here at some point of time it exceeded 5 crores, therefore you have to report. So please note that 5 crore exceeding is at any point of time during the year. So can you reply? Yes, reporting is required under Caro clause 2B. No reporting is required, which is wrong. No reporting is required, which is wrong. Reporting is required under CARO Clause 3A. Can we have a reply? What is CARO Clause 3? Clause 2, you said it is inventory. Now, what is Clause 3? Loans, advances, investments, guarantee, securities. So, anyway, that's not the one which is applicable. Hence, which is the answer, da? A, B, C, D. So, the answer is A. Okay. So the first two questions were related to chapter number 7. Okay, both are related to, first two questions are related to chapter 7. Can we proceed to next topic? Hello? Next question. Okay. The report of audit of State Housing Department by C&AG is likely to be submitted to. Come on, which chapter came to your mind when you heard about at an exam hall? You should think like this now. C and A, G. Which chapter came to your mind? This is relating to chapter number in ICA material, chapter number 15, PSU audit. Now, can we go back and read? Where is the question? Here. State Housing Department. So this is question 3. Can you read? Meanwhile, Reliant Co. was also appointed to conduct the audit of State Housing Department. During the course of audit, Office of C&AG observed that prescribed law in the state defined a flat based on two criteria: dwelling units, building in total area surpassing the threshold limit. Let's revise PSU in 1 minute. How many audits C&AG can order? Anyone? C&AG can order how many types of audit for PSUs? Etra. How many types of audit? There are 5 types of audit. Do you remember? First audit is financial audit. When you are supposed to see the law, regulations, all those, which type of audit is that? Law, regulation, etc. Then it is compliance auditor. 3 is efficiency, effectiveness, economy. That is performance auditor. Amount should not exceed what situation demands. Propriety auditor. One auditor left off. Anyone who can add? One more audit was there where you check the areas from the capacity utilization. Very good. Comprehensive audit. It are not required for this question, but still, can you say which audit is ordered here? Is it financial, compliance, performance, propriety, or comprehensive? Here you are checking whether it is prescribed as per law. Law. So which audit is ordered here? Compliance audit. Now, one more question. Is it a state PSU or central union PSU? In this question, is it state or is it union, central? See, it is state. And we learn in the initial part, if it is what you call central PSU, union, your report is sent to parliament and laid by president. If it is state PSU, can you say? If it is state PSU, it is sent to whom? It's not, State Legislative Assembly, who will lay? Governor. This you revised? Now can we go to the question, please? At a report of audit of state housing is likely to be submitted to whom? They are asking submitted to whom? Since it is state, the answer is A, B, C, D. The state, so it is sent to the governor. Rather than just saying the questions, I thought we'll revise a little bit. Is that okay for you? And if you want the answer, it's already there in the RTP. Nah. So can we revise a little bit? Okay. Okay. So if you just want to know the answer, it's there in the RTP itself. That's why. Okay. Can you go to the next one? With respect to ecotherm power, which of the following statement correctly categorizes sustainable reporting indicators? So, which chapter came to your mind? Sustainability. So, chapter number 18, emerging areas. So, we'll revise in 2 minutes. Okay. And they are talking about two types of reporting. Can you please say what are the two types of reporting? One is BRSR, Business Reporting Sustainable. Yeah, regarding the BRSR. The BRSR is mandatory for top dash listed companies. Can you say it is mandatory for top how much companies? Top 10 or 1000 Agota? Ha, it is top 1000 listed companies. One more report they are talking about. Anyone can you say? Other than BRSR, there is another report they are talking, which is not mandatory. Very good. Integrated reporting. Integrated reporting is voluntary for top as of now, okay? It is voluntary, not mandatory, voluntary for top. Can you say? Yeah, top 500 listed entities. Correct. Now, here they wanted sustainable reporting. Here, how many principles are there in BRSR? And we are just revising this. Totally, there are 9 principles. In these 9 principles, they have divided into two types. What are the two types? Mandatory. There are certain principles which has to be mandatorily disclosed. Second is called as the optional. Okay. Did you have a small sum up? And BRSR has how many sections? We'll say that and wind up the sum up. BRSR report now, it has 3 sections. Section A, B, C. There are 3 sections. I hope you got a small summary of what you call BRSR. Now, can you please read? With respect to Ecotherm Power Limited, which of the following correctly categorizes sustainability reporting? Now, I think we'll read back the question. Where is a question you just glance through? Here. This is question number 4. Can you read and let me know what is the answer, please? Further, CA Karan, another partner, was engaged in audit of Ecotherm Power, a listed company operating in the thermal energy operation sector. As a part of BRSR, company disclosed data of total green gas emissions. And it also has a detailed energy consumption plan. And one regarding the data on how much greenhouse gas emissions, and this is 2. Can you now reply? Disclosure, 1 mandatory, 2 mandatory, 1 and 2 mandatory, 1 or 2 or none is mandatory. Can you say? Just apply the logic, the basic things, the company's operations, the company's main thing has to be disclosed. That comes in mandatory disclosures. This is thermal energy. So can you say data on total, how much gas emission? Is it mandatory or optional? That forms the basis of the company. They are engaged in the thermal power. So either mandatory. Whereas, what is the future plan? How much energy consumption is devised in the upcoming year? Can you reply? Is it mandatory or optional? Any guess? And it's nothing related to the presence. What is the plan for the future? Just apply the logic now. This will be part of the optional indicator. So first is mandatory, second is optional. So that you go with the logic. Okay. So can you say what is the answer? Both the details need to be disclosed mandatory. Details of emission are leadership indicator and optional. No. Both these details are optional. D. Details of emission forms part of essential indicators, which is the mandatory. Whereas consumption for the future is leadership, which is considered as optional. So the answer is first one is in the mandatory essential indicator. Second is in the optional leadership. So the answer is D. Ada, can you reply whether you are okay? If okay, can you say 5? That's the last question for the case study. Okay. Ada, here comes your favorite topics, ethics. Whether CA Nisha would be held guilty of professional misconduct if she accepts the offer, becoming the member of Board of Management of Navlok Cooperative Bank, which is a primary urban cooperative bank. And now, whenever ethics comes, I always say in class also, see, whether it is in the clause, whether it is in the section, whether it is ESB decision, whether it is council guideline regulation, you have to identify. This is only an MCQ, so it's okay. For the descriptive, I'm saying. Can you say member of board of management? Where have you heard? CA becoming member of board of management of a urban cooperative bank. Very good. It is not clause. We have 35 clauses now. It is not in the section. It's not council regulations or guidelines. It is in the ESB. Can you become a member of cooperative bank? See, the regular director becoming a member, etc. is generally allowed. You should not involve in the routine operations. So guilty or not guilty? Here, CA Nisha is becoming the member. Is she guilty or not guilty? Answer is, it's allowed, na? So it is not guilty, permissible. So can you reply? It is permissible to become a member of rural. It's urban. It's permissible to become the member of urban. Part 3, other misconduct they are saying. Here they say clause 11, part 1 first schedule. Now what is clause 11, part 1 first schedule? Can someone say, what is clause 11, part 1 first schedule? Just the keyword, 11.1.1. 11.1.1 says about engages. They are talking about holding directorship. Here it is not that. It's only cooperative bank becoming the member. No. Part 3, other misconduct. No. So answer is A or B are correct. Would not be guilty, would be guilty. Answer is B. And so whenever you get an ethics question, please keep this as a checklist. Okay, whether it is clause or section or ESB or council. Are we clear with this? This is chapter number 19, professional ethics. But just see the integrated MCQ. First 2 questions were related to CARO. Then one was PSU audit. Then was emerging area. Last one is your ethics. So it's a mixture of, 3-4 chapters. 4 chapters. Hello, life is a race. Run, 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 run. Can we go to the independent MCQs? But if this much is clear, can you say proceed? Okay. Now, can you read? During the audit of loan accounts Worthy Bank, 31st March, you come across a borrower account of Star Limited with an outstanding loan of 1.7 crores, which was classified as NPA. The borrower made a partial repayment of 70 lakhs in March. However, remaining 1 crore is still overdue. Despite this, bank upgraded the amount to standard asset. As an auditor, what would be your observation? Wait. Initially, it was what account? Performing or non-performing? Initially, they had classified as non-performing. Now, there was a remittance. Outstanding is, how much is the outstanding? Outstanding is 1.7 crores. If they had paid entire 1.75 crores, then you can upgrade to what? Had they remitted the entire outstanding, then you can upgrade from NPA to the upgradation of accounts, NPA to PA standard. Here there is only a dash recovery. What recovery? There is only a partial recovery. Generally, when there is a partial recovery, can you see it as standard? Tell me yes or no. If there is a full recovery, then it has been regularized, we can upgrade. Here there is only a partial repayment of amount. They have not paid the full outstanding. Can you see it as performing? The answer is no. When you upgrade, when they have regularized, when everything is okay, only you can regularize. Here they have not done, it is only partial repayment. This is chapter 14, bank. So now can you say the answer, please? The account is correctly upgraded. The account can be classified as standard based on management judgment. What's that? Account should be concluded as NPA since the entire overdue was not settled. Classification can be adjusted retrospectively. Logical question. So the answer is A, B, C, D. Answer is, since they have not repaid it fully, it should be NPA. So you studied something, partial recovery, not full. It cannot be upgraded unless it is fully paid. Can we go to 7? Okay. During the audit of beta infrastructure for the year 24-25, auditor CA Ramesh observed that company lost significant accounting records, including invoices, supporting documents, etc., related due to fire. Some fire occurred and they lost everything. He performed additional audit procedure to obtain alternative evidence. But watch out, he was unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence. Consequently, he could not obtain any audit evidence regarding several items. Auditor should express qualified, adverse, emphasis, disclaimer. But I say 705, chapter number 7. Here there is unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence. Here it is material. He did not get anything. And pervasive, right? Materialum pervasivum. So you should express which opinion? Adverse is when you conclude material misstatement, not emphasis. Emphasis is only when you are not modifying. Here it is disclaimer. Those who are saying adverse, no. Adverse is when you conclude misstatements are there. Here, unable to conclude. So it is disclaimer. Are we clear? Not adverse. Can we go to the last question? With that, MCQ is done in RTP. Wow. Hmm. Echo Technologies Limited is preparing integrated report focusing on sustainability and ESG initiatives. Can you say in integrated reporting, how many capital are there? We are talking about in integrated reporting, we are talking about 6 capital. So I will say in one sentence, and I'll say one sentence. If you want, you can follow that. Otherwise, it's okay. Financially, intellectual, manufacturer. The financially intellectual manufacturer will depend on 3 things: human capital, human, social, and natural. That's just one sentence. You saw that financially intellectual manufacturer will depend upon human, social, and natural capital. So 6 capital. Financial capital, intellectual, manufacture, human, social, natural. Are we clear? So that's just one sentence of 6 C's to retain. The company has installed solar panel rainwater harvesting in manufacturing to reduce carbon footprint and conserve water resources. Out of the 6 capital, which capital is this? Water resources. Very good. This is natural capital. Natural. Second, it has developed the AI-based optimization software, improving operational efficiency. Software they have developed. Software is something intellectual. Employees were provided with specialized training program on sustainable practices, renewable energy, digital technologies to enhance the cultural and innovation. Here employees were provided. Employees is human. So which combination is discussed here? Guys, which combination is discussed here? First is natural, second is intellectual, third is human. Natural, intellectual, human. So answer is A. You understood that sentence? Financially, intellectual, manufacturer will depend upon 3 things: human, social, and natural. 6 things. With that, this is again chapter number 18, emerging areas. With that, we have completed the first section, which is MCQ. Can you reply whether it is okay or not? Okay, so in the descriptive part, what we'll do is, there are 2 options. Okay, first one, it's a theory paper. Unlike what you call tax, AFM, FR, it's not problem. It's a theory. 2 options. I can read the question, say answer, and show the answer of RTP. Option 1. Second, read the answer and guide you how to present in the exam. Option 2. Answers already there in the RTP now. So which option you want? Can we go with option 2? So what is in the first para? What is in the second para? How would you think? How would you present? So I'm assuming that you guys know auditing. And don't see the chapter numbers, name. Let's think. Can I proceed? I'd read. RBC, Chartered Accountants is a large audit firm engaged in audits and assurance services across various sectors. The firm currently maintains audit documentation in both electronic and physical formats. However, during the audit, it was observed that physical files are neither scanned or incorporated into electronic files, nor cross-referenced with them. As a result, documentation remains scattered with no integrated centralized audit file. Additionally, several working papers lack a clarity on whether information is obtained from client or prepared internally. The ambiguity raises concerns regarding the reliability and origin of audit evidence. So all these are what has happened. Actually, this is the main thing. Can you read? How do you view the above situation from the point of view of quality control systems in an audit? And our examiner, I will say, in class, I used to say, others, can you see? First, when you get a question, can you keep up? And those who know, can you say, we always go with a priority list now. Whether this question belongs to standard or other topic. Now, first think whether it is standard related question or other topic. If it is standard, you have from 200 till SRS. Next, if it is other topic, whether it is professional ethics, NBFC, PSU, like that. If it is standard, think which standard? SQCR, 700R, 800R, which standard? In that standard, which area specific they have asked in the question? Fourth, elaborate that and link. If there is some link or in the given case, then you have a proper conclusion. Did you understand? See, many times in the exam, we may have doubt. Which topic related question? Can you keep a checklist like this? Now tell me, they have said it is quality control system. So come on, which standard is it? It's quality control. Very good, it is SQC. Now in SQC, what they say? And SQC has a lot of things, right? Competence, capability, ethical requirements, integrity, leadership, monitoring. Lots of things are there. In this, what in SQC? Very good. In SQC, they say engagement documentation. So in SQC, documentation. So you understood. See, you understood it is standard. You said SQC in that documentation. Now, in the given case, link it, conclude. Right? So can you say, how will you present this in the exam? Think first, for a neatness of presentation, can you put a heading? Just put a heading for a neatness of presentation. Quality control. First para, how will you start? Just think, you're in the exam hall, you got this question. How will you start? First, you will start as per SQC1. Write the name. Quality controls for firms that perform audit, review of historical, assurance related services. A name you have to write. Okay. Then, comma. The firm shall establish. That standard says firm shall establish what? Policies and procedures to maintain quality. To maintain quality. One of the policy is relating to documentation. There are few words which you should be careful. Documentation should be, can you say? Documentation should be, there are few things. Confidentiality should be maintained. Very good. It should be safe custody. Documentation should be integrity. It should be easily accessible and retrievable. This much you will write it in the first para. Can you acknowledge whether you understood? So the first para you will elaborate as per SQC. What is it? Then you will say regarding the documentation. Okay. Now, second para. And what will you do in the second para? You already elaborated the provision. Second para, what will you do? So this is very important. How do you think in the exam hall? Second para, you write in the given case, in the case scenario. That you will elaborate. In the case scenario, they have both electronic and physical, but now it is scattered, not incorporated. You will elaborate in the given case. Then, third para. But in the audit, documentation should be assembled within. Anyone? It should be assembled within dash days. In audit, documentation should be assembled within 60 days of timely basis, within 60 days of completion. Here it is scattered and not proper. Okay. So they have compromised. Compromise means they have not done. Compromised the integrity of information. Now, what they should have done, can you say? No, that's the conclusion. So this is third para. Fourth para, what they should have done. Can you say what they should have done? Even the scanned, very good. Even the scanned copies, they should have properly documented. They should have integrated this into files. Okay. And it should be easily retrieved. Therefore, there is a non-compliance of, in the given case, there's a non-compliance of standard. These are the four para. Can you acknowledge whether you understood? Or if you want to see the answer, it's directly there now. Are we clear? And I won't get time to discuss like this for every question. So in between, we'll say like this. I always feel for auditing at this point of time, meaning before the exam, you need more workout. Workout means not reading the answer, but sitting and working yourself. See, when you read the answer, you'll see SQC. What will you think? We know SQC. In that documentation, okay. Then we tend to go to question number 2. Am I correct? Usually, does this happen? You see the answer, you learn, it is SQC. Okay, we know. They are not doing. But do you sit and analyze like this? We just had a workout batch. In that, I used to say that at our sit and analyze. Analysis will be the most important. You know the things, but how do you present? That is question number 1. I mean, descriptively, first one clear. Can you say proceed? Hey, we have 20 questions total. Descriptively, 9, 10, 11. Still questions are there, 11 questions. Okay. Now, can you read? See, whenever big case scenario comes like this, can we go to the last sentence and read above and examine what you do? Do that. Guide AJ and LLP to decide on the course of action in determining the overall responses and to address the risk of material misstatement due to due to fraud at financial statement and assertion level. Now read above. Camel Manufacturing Limited is engaged in production of machinery for automotive industry. The company operates in competitive market. It's under a pressure to meet the determined revenue and profitability target to ensure additional funding. The audit firm AJN has engaged to conduct the audit. AJN performed risk assessment procedure related activity towards identifying risk due to fraud and evaluated whether there is an indication of one or more factors are there of fraud. Analytical procedures revealed unexpected relationship potentially indicating fraudulent activity such as sales inflation to meet earnings. Management is inflating sales by entering into sale agreement which include terms that preclude revenue recognition before delivery. Can you first say it is, and I gave you that thing na standard other topic. Now, when you read the question itself, that is easy thing to identify. Standard. Can you now say which standard? Actually, it's a combination of two standards. First one, they are saying about fraud. So it is SA 240. Then they are saying about responses. Responses means it is 330. So this is not a general question, guys. It's a very specific question asking how will you respond to the fraud in the FS and in the assertion level, how will you do? So can you say the answer? We'll write here. So the first step, can you put a heading? Responses to risk of material misstatement due to fraud. There is a specific part in SA 240. Usually in class, we take towards the end. Auditor's duty. 9 points are there. In that, one point is this. If you suspect there is a material misstatement due to fraud, and you can write like that. As per SA 240, whenever there is a risk of material misstatement due to fraud, okay, auditor shall design responses which include there are 3 points. First, whenever there is a risk, you should assign and supervise the personnel. If you think there is a fraud in the audit, you should more assign and supervise the personnel in your audit. Second point, you will check whether the accounting policies, whether they have applied properly. So evaluate entities. Entities what? Accounting, policies, its selection and application. Then, since you suspect fraud, you have to incorporate an element of unpredictability. Unpredictability in designing nature, timing, and extent of audit procedure. This is how you respond to the first one. This is first one's answer. Can you reply whether you understood? Others, can you reply? So first, since you think there is a risk, you direct and supervise. I mean, assign and supervise more personnel, evaluate accounting policies, how they have selected and applied, incorporate the element of unpredictability in designing nature, timing, and extent of procedure. But have I completed the answer? No, one more thing is there in the assertion level, which is more specific. But so, since you find there is a fraud, will you rely on internal evidence or will you rely on external evidence more? Already you have a suspicion of fraud, so you will go for more external. So assertion level means specific. So can you say the second part? So second part is what? Audit procedures for fraud or risk of material misstatement at the assertion level. So what auditor will do? Very good. Auditor will perform Very good. Further audit procedure, meaning he may change. The existing procedure is not sufficient. Change nature, timing, and extent of audit procedure. Why? To obtain more corroborative information. And an existing procedure does not suit. Why? Because already there is a fraud. So, second step, auditor will go for, in the given case, okay, there is a pressure to meet, they are doing the fraudulent sales reporting. So, auditor may, so what? Auditor may obtain, anyone? May obtain more external confirmations, and also he will inquire regarding financial and non-financial as a response. So that's the answer for this question. Are you clear? Eh? Hi, hello. If you are going to write general things about SA 240, or if you are going to write, since auditor is unable to continue, he may withdraw. All these things are there in 240, I do agree. But all these things are irrelevant for the question. Why? They have asked only one thing. What they have asked this. How do you respond in this situation? What auditor will do Allah? How he will respond? Don't link with Caro clause number 11, 143.12, because they have not asked that. They have only asked the responses. Please have the contextual clarity. I felt that question was good. Can you say proceed to next question if this is clear? Hello, proceed. Okay. Can you say the next one? Audit evidence. During the audit of Nature Care Limited, CA Vigilant has planned to attend physical count of inventory. Now think of which essay. Nature Care Limited is engaged in production of pharmaceutical tablets, capsules, catering to domestic and export market. The manufacturing is spread over 15 acres. Raw materials such as powders, chemicals are stored in stack. Work in progress and finished goods are stored. The company has three major products: Heal Fast, MediPlus, and Global. And all these are regarding the company. The process of production involved weighting, blending, granulation, quality testing, etc. But when you read this much itself, attending the physical count, very good. As you guys are rightly saying, it is SA 501. Good. Now, what they want, company has provided management with a set of instructions. Management has provided set of instruction for physical count. Physical count should be supervised by warehouse in charge. Can I ask you something? Physical counting of inventory should be supervised by responsible person of that department or other department. Physical counting of inventory. Other department na. Here, warehouse inventory, physical verification is supervised by warehouse department, which I feel not proper. Next. Counting should not disrupt routine process of raw material or product dispatch. See, usually it is done on 31st March. When you count, tell me, when you count, you're counting, you means management is counting the inventory. What if there is an inward and outward movement? Won't it affect the accuracy of inventory value? Yes or no? Whenever count is taking, shouldn't the inward and outward movement be stopped? നിർത്തി വെക്കണ്ടേ? Shouldn't it be stopped? Yes. Here, what they say, routine should happen. So again, that's wrong, we feel. Why? Inward and outward movement of inventory not allowed. Otherwise, inventory amount will be wrong. Next one. Team of 4 members, each to count raw material, work in progress, and finished goods. Any issue in this? First two, we said the issue. Can you say in the third one, any issue? See, 4 members are there. Out of the 4 members, who will see raw material? Who will see work in progress? Who will see finished goods? Is there any segregation? And for big audits in your firm, principal will say, hey, Priyadarshini, you see Caro. Hey, Reshmi, you see Piandal. There is no segregation of duty, na? So they should have specified who should do what. They should have specified that. They did not do. They did not specify. Next. Quantities of raw material in drums to be estimated on drum capacity. That's okay, but they should say the description. What is the description of it? Quantities of work in progress considering overall plant capacity. Any issue? See, they are saying work in progress. Did they say about raw material? Did they say about finished goods? Did they say about the obsolete or damaged goods? Can you say that? They talked about work in progress. Did they say about raw material? Did they say about finished goods? Did they say about obsolete or damaged product? No. So instruction is incomplete. Are you following? Last, responsible officer should ensure that all areas has been counted. That's okay. But shouldn't he also countersign and verify it? That he should also countersign and verify. Now, what they want? Before attending the physical count, evaluate management instruction. We evaluated. Suggest modifications, additions, deletions for an effective counting process. Already answer we have said. Whatever things which they have done here seems to be okay, but it is incomplete or not fully appropriate for the given case. And you guys will be thinking of essay 501 if unable to attend the inventory count, if it is done after balance sheet date, nothing related to that. Here they are asking a very practical scenario. Already management has undertaken these things. What are the issues? So what you suggest? So that is a very good question, I felt. Can you reply whether you understood that? I will say the answer once more. Hello? See, how do you write how do you present? Tell me. Um, Management's, put a heading, management's instruction in physical counting. Now, you may give reference to essay 501. Okay, as per essay 501, auditor should be a observer attendance at physical counting where you will evaluate. Can you say? where auditor will evaluate what management instructions for inventory. This will be the first para. Now you can write in the second para. In the given case, following are they've asked now, following are the additions or modifications in the procedures of instructions. Now you can write 1, 2, 3. All these things, whatever you said here, you can write there. Now you want me to repeat? So first point, what will you write here? Watch out. The first physical counting is supervised by warehouse department persons. So what will you write? Answer is physical counting. And answer physical counting. And first point, physical counting should be supervised by a responsible officer, preferably from other than warehouse. Other than warehouse. Like finance department, not from warehouse. Now, second point. Second point is this. Counting should not disrupt the routine process. So what will you write? While physical counting, okay, during inventory count, what? Inventory count. During inventory count, what? Inward and outward movement not allowed, as it will disrupt the results. Third, 1, 2. Third is what? 4 members. 4 members, they said, 4 members. But they should specify. But specify which member should do what. That. Like that, for each of this, you should sit and write, as we discussed here. Can you reply? So I'm not continuing with that. For this, for each sentence, you will sit and write what is the modifications, like we discussed. No need of conclusion. Stop with it. Hi. Just for the unknowing, did any one of you think like this in the answer? First parallel, you will write as per SA 501, auditor should be attending the physical counting, where you will evaluate management instruction for inventory. Just intro, Blessy. After that, in the given case, everything. Okay. So I'll give you 2 minutes rest after finishing the next question. Can we proceed to the next one? Hi. Next one. Okay. Opaque Pharmaceutical Limited has outstanding loan receivables of 415 crore arising from pending insurance claim for compensation to supply chain disruption caused by regulatory delays, unforeseen production stoppages. Some of these claims are under legal proceedings, while others are in the process of negotiations. Management has disclosed in the notes to accounts these amounts considered fully recoverable. So there was an issue, guys. Legal proceedings are there and management has disclosed. CA Neha is the auditor, has been solely on management representation regarding the recoverability of receivables. Any standard came to your mind? Neha relied on the written representation, management representation, essay 580. And then she considered inclusion of emphasis of matter paragraph. Any essay came to your mind? So Neha relied on the representation and she wanted to include emphasis of matter para, which is essay 706. Now, what they want, assess whether CA Neha's decision to include UMP is proper. Now, let me first know proper, improper. Neha's decision to include as UMP, proper, improper. See, already they have disclosed. So she wanted to include UMP. Fine. But shouldn't she obtain herself evidence? Then only she has to include UMP. You can't blindly rely on management representation SA 580. So can you say, how will you present in this case? You said improper. Very good. How will you present, guys? Whenever you read a question, come on, presentation should come to your mind. First, can you put a heading? Any heading you can put. Reporting. Can you say first which standard you will elaborate? Anyone? Which standard will you elaborate? Guys? They asked about emphasis of matter para, right? So very good. So as per essay 706, as per or in accordance with 706, emphasis of matter para, other matter para. Okay. So it is included to draw. Hello, included to draw attention of users to a matter properly. Those words are, is it coming? To a matter properly presented or disclosed in FS. So you'll write. Okay. So then you can add objective of 706. Objective of including emphasis of matter para is to draw users' attention to a matter disclosed. So all this about 706 you will elaborate. You have to elaborate well in the first paras. Okay. Then you will add further. As per essay 706, UMP will be included if. Hello? Included if matter is, there are two cases. Matter is not a modification. UMP will come only if it is not modification or it is not anyone? CAM. Very good. That's right. Very good. That is in the second para. This is first para. This is second para. Now, third para. In the given case, you can go with that. In the given case. You're right. In the given case, CA Neha relied on the management representation. Shouldn't you write one sentence or two sentences about management representation? What will you write? At a written representation alone doesn't constitute. At a 580, written representation alone does not constitute what? Sufficient and appropriate evidence. Auditor should perform audit procedure to obtain evidence. You may give reference to SA 580. That's the third case. Fourth para, that's a conclusion. Fourth para is the conclusion. So how would you conclude? So what she should have done, Neha, what she should have done? She should have obtained evidence, then only, if okay, she should have included EOMP. So, therefore, conclusion da, therefore CA, what is her name? Neha. Neha should form opinion by performing, can you say, by performing audit procedure, and she should have obtained sufficient and appropriate evidence, then may include EOMP. Therefore, not appropriate. Ada, did you think of like this when you read the question? Did you think of like this? Okay, first para I'll go like this, second para I'll go like this. Itrem think though. Can you give me a reply? Can I ask you one thing? You all are saying no. And if you don't sit and think like this, that's why importance of workout. So if you don't sit and think like this, how in the exam hall you will think? If you don't practice it now, how in the exam hall you will think like this? Okay, guys, take rest for 2 minutes. After that, we will go to next question. Okay. Hello. Can we proceed? Okay. Next one. Next one is a direct question. So I am not saying the presentation, directly we'll go. Mukesh Limited has prepared prospective financial information for upcoming expansion project. Prospective financial information. What will come into your mind? Type. On review, auditor finds that the basis of assumption is not properly disclosed. Highly uncertain assumptions lack sensitivity analysis. Date of preparation is missing. In addition, recent change in policies have not been reflected. In this context, what should the auditor consider while assessing presentation and disclosure of prospective financial info? So which standard came to your mind? Prospective na SAE 3400. And you remember in class we used to say disclosure. A, B, C, D. And you remember that? So here they have not disclosed. They have not disclosed the date. Assumptions are not proper. So what should the auditor consider while assessing? Very good. That's right. Kuda, how will you present? All of you are saying the answer. I understood. So how will you present? Put a heading. Prospective financial info. First para. You can start. As per SAE 3400. Write the name. Prospective financial information. PFI. Huh. Okay. Following financial information, auditor shall ensure whether proper disclosures are there or following. Now, what are the disclosures? 5 things should be disclosed. Not A, B, C, D. Come on. What is the A? First one, assumptions. Don't write one word assumptions. Assumptions should be adequately disclosed, whether it is best estimate, hypothetical assumptions, including the uncertainty. Second, next A, accounting policies. The accounting policies the entity has chosen while preparing the PFI. Third, B, basis of establishing point for the PFI. Fourth, C, changes in policy should be adequately disclosed. Finally, the date. Now you remember the date on which PFI was prepared. That should be also disclosed. In case, in the given case, this is the first main point. So in the given case, you can write like this. In the given case, they have not disclosed, hence, auditor shall consider modification. Meaning you will go for adverse. That's it. Did you understand? In PFI, you call the person as auditor itself. Can I have a reply whether you understood? Ada, all these things should be written in full sentence, huh? Not one word. Hmm. Next one, digital auditing. How many of you left digital auditing? Anyone who left digital auditing? Just asking out of the curiosity. Say, aha, already left. Same, digital auditing is one of the topic which is a sure shot. Sure shot means they will ask in the exam. Okay. I used to say don't leave digital auditing or don't leave emerging area. Both are sure shot. Okay. So come on, let's read. But this is a very indirect question. Let's see how will you say it. During the audit of Long Limited, auditor came across following instances. 4 instances. Before reading that, can you come to the question? Identify type of IT dependency in each of the following scenario. And those who have attended the workout or whatever batch, digital auditing chapter, we divide into 3 parts now. In the basics, then regarding the cyber attack, finally regarding the automated. In the basics, there is something called as understanding the entity, the automated environment. In that, you should consider uh, how digital audit will affect our audit. In that, I've given you four points, I guess. First one, reports are generated from system. Security is from the system. Controls are from the system. Even calculations are from the system. The report what you need for the audit is generated from system. Security and control which you check in our audit is automated. Even calculation like depreciation, provision are also done by system. Since system does all these things, we are depend upon the digital or automated. Do you remember these points? Hello. Now here what they have asked, identify type of IT dependency in the above scenario. That's it. Now can you say? Those who have left also, please, did you understand? Can you reply whether you understood these 4 points? And why IT is important for our audit? Because namakku vendiya report, the report which you need is from system. Security and control, and we perform TOC, that is automated. The calculation, നമ്മൾ recalculate ചെയ്യൂലേ, what you recalculate is done by system. So we are depend upon IT. So they have asked you, identify what in each of these cases. That's it. Simple question. 4 marks, 1 mark each. That's it. Can you reply? The first one. The finance team relies on the system generated aging report while reviewing the overdue of receivables. You have to see aging analysis of debtors. So in that, the aging report is generated from the software or system, whatever it is. So what? In this four things now, which we said, what? Now you are depending upon the system for report. Okay, so report is generated from the system. System generated report. System generated report. Like the aging analysis. So the first one answer is report. The second one, the payroll module is designed in such a way that person entering the employee attendance cannot approve the salary disbursement by enforcing segregation of duty. So there is a proper security or controller, which is more relevant. Control security. So there is a security. There is a security here. What? What is the security? Segregation of duty. It's more of security. Why segregation of duty? So as to reduce fraud or error. Okay. So here it is regarding the security. Third one, can you say? The purchase order of the company does not allow processing duplicate codes. Automatically rejects entries. This is very good. This is regarding the very good controls. Meaning controls are manual automated. See, here you are talking about the automated controls. Last one. The ERP system automatically computes depreciation on fixed asset by applying SLM. The depreciation system will calculate. We have to recalculate. So what is it? Here it is regarding the calculations. Calculations. Calculations are done from. Calculations are done by systems like residual value, depreciation method, etc. How was the question? So if you have read this, you will get it little easily. We are depending upon IT because systems are generated from, reports are generated from system. Security and controls are applied inside the system. Even calculations are done by systems. So we are depending upon the IT for our audit. Can you acknowledge whether you understood? And I'll give you rest after next question. Can we go to 15th question? 15. TRP Limited is a holding company where three subsidiaries, namely manufacturing, T private, R P. While auditing the consolidated financial statements at a type, which points will come to your mind in the exam hall when you hear about consolidated? Now, when you hear about consolidated, SA 600 will come. Caroil clause number 21 will come. Plus group audit chapter 13 will come. Okay. The auditor observed that although management of all the subsidiaries have provided written representation, no formal representation has been provided by management of parent company. Acknowledging the responsibility of true and fair view of consolidated. Further, auditor could not find any evidence that management of parent company has approved. How should auditor of parent deal with the situation? So parent company group audit chapter. In that, what heading? And in auditor's responsibility, there are a lot of headings. Objective of auditor, procedure of auditor, completeness of component, reporting, representation. Here the problem is parent did not give. Can you support? Makle, subsidiaries gave, but parent did not give. What? Written representation. Representation is mandatory. If they don't provide, you will modify. Are we clear? Okay. So what will you write? How will you present or what will you write in this answer? Can someone support me? So how will you start? You can put a heading consolidated financial statements audit. Then as per, which essay is relevant here? Which essay is relevant? 580 now. As per essay 580, written representation. Okay. Auditor has to obtain written representation from whom? Management, TCWG as appropriate. Okay. This written representation should acknowledge what? Responsibility of acknowledged responsibility of whom? Responsibility of FS, whether it shows true and fair view. This is the first para. Now, in case of consolidated financials audit, in case of consolidated financial statements audit, okay, written representation should include. Can you say what are the matters to be included in written representation for consolidated? There's a flow. Management has properly identified the components. Components they have identified and complete. Very good. Then, once that, then they have to identify the reportable segments. Management has identified reportable segments. Then they have identified related party transaction, RP is related party. And finally, they have done that current period, permanent period adjustment, appropriateness of consolidation adjustments. Consolidation adjustment, permanent and current. But all these 4 points you should sit and elaborate. You can write 1, 2, 3, 4. Second para. Third para, in the given case, management did not provide representation for CFS. Fourth para, how will you conclude? Can someone say? Since they have not provided written representation of CFS, parent company has not provided written representation of CFS, then auditor shall express opinion accordingly as per 705. Am I right? 705? You will give a modified opinion now. Without representation, you can't give clean opinion. Can you acknowledge whether you understood this presentation? And this presentation you should sit and do. If you read, it won't get. You have to sit with pen, paper and do. It's either qualified or disclaimer depending upon the pervasiveness. So, Ivada Venkat, we can conclude by saying you should analyze the impact on opinion. It should be qualified or disclaimer. So, Ida, can we continue to next question, please? 16th one. Fairbank has appointed CA Ria as the auditor for the financial year. During the audit, she observed pending cases with the suppliers, dispute with the ex-employees, ongoing tax litigation. Concerning the above, RIA is concerned regarding claims not acknowledged as debt. Now, what they want? State audit procedure to perform verification of claims not acknowledged as debts. See, the chapter number 14, bank, it's a direct question. They are asking you, what is the audit procedure for checking the claims not acknowledged as debt? So, direct question, what are the procedures? Anyone? See, audit procedure for claims not acknowledged as debt. See, pending cases there, dispute is there, litigation is there. So, So, guys, first, very simple point. When there is a litigation, when there is a dispute, you have to check the correspondence receipt from the court, etc. So, first, examine evidence such as correspondence receipt from the court, lawyer, uh, from the employees. That's the first one. Second point is, whenever there is a issue, they will discuss in the meeting. So review the minutes book of meetings. Now you have to obtain from management representation. So you have to ascertain from management what they think about the status of the case. Ascertain from management status of case. And one more thing. 31st March it was there. What happened subsequently in April, May? So also verify, review subsequent events. So that's it, guys. For the claims not acknowledged as debt, first you verify the correspondence, then how it was reflected in the meeting minutes book, then you will ascertain from the management the status of the case, and finally you review the subsequent events. That's it. No reply. All of you left bank. Hi. Hello. Hello. Hi. Now, if it is clear, can you reply by saying 17? Okay. See, my humble advice is PSU audit, not that much issue. Please go through, don't leave it. Next one. Next is PSU. The Comptroller and Auditor General appointed Sharma and Associate, a firm of chartered accountants, to conduct performance audit of a PSU. The company conducted with the objective of examining whether all expenses are in conformity of public interest accepted customs. However, the audit report submitted by the firm was rejected. Examine whether action of C&DG is justified. And initially we said 5 types of audit: financial, compliance, comprehensive, performance, and propriety. Here, which audit they have done? Performance audit. Can someone say what is performance audit? Hey, performance audit. What are you checking? Okay, you are checking performance audit. Exact sentence can I say? It is an objective and systematic examination of Objective and systematic examination of performance of the entity. Performance. Okay. It is conducted by the Department of C&DG only, where you verify efficiency, economy, effectiveness. Okay. So as to why are you doing performance audit? To identify areas. Okay. And why performance audit is done? Identify areas of weakness and suggest improvement development. So this full para you have written about performance audit. Now second para, in the given case, in the given case, all expenses are in conformity with the public interest accepted customs. Is this performance audit? Whether expense already incurred are in conformity. Conformity means whether it is as per the rules and as per the conformity, whether accepted customs and public interest. Is it performance audit? Can you reply? Answer is no. So third para, therefore, not performance audit. It is not performance audit. Therefore, rejection of report. Last para, rejection of report of C&DG is valida, invalida. Rejection of report by C&DG is rejection of report by report of C&DG is valid, since it is not performance audit. So here you have to just write what is performance audit, elaborate that. See, the entire thing is regarding performance. Simple. Can I go to 18th? Just 3 more. Energy should come from your mind and not body. Let body give up, mind should not give up. Can you go to 18? During the course of audit of Limca, CA Rajan observed frequent changes in accounting estimate, delays in providing the information requested, including altered document. He also noticed discrepancies in accounting records. These factors made him suspect possibility of fraud. Now what they want, read. Identify common indicators that may alert auditor. Also explain 4 elements in fraud diamond. Actually, it's there in essay 240, this 4 indicators. But in ICA material, they are explaining in investigation part, investigation of fraud. And can you say how many indicators? I think myself, I said now. But how many indicators? The indicators of fraud. There are 4 indicators. A pressure, incentive, opportunity. That is not indicators, that is factors. Fraud risk factor. Here they are asking you indicators, Kuta. You guys are saying fraud diamond. Can you, this question has 2 parts. Why all of them are jumping? See, first they ask you indicators, then only they asked you diamond. Diamond, gold, silver. Please wait. First you say indicators. 4 indicators are there. Oh. No primary, no secondary. Adalla, not that. First step, discrepancies in accounting records. Accounting records, there is discrepancies like delay, not matching. Next, conflicting or missing evidence. Altered documents. Very good. Then, problematic relationship between relationship problematic, problematic relationship between management and auditor, meaning unacceptable management response. One more, other indicators such as changes in accounting policy, frequent changes in suppliers. Don't be confused. There are two types of fraud: fraudulent financial reporting, misappropriation. Four indicators, which we just said, and three factors: pressure, opportunity, rationalization. This is essay 240. This is indicator. You guys were saying factors and types of fraud. Two types of fraud, three factors, and four indicators. Can I get a reply? Now you guys all said very correctly, fraud diamond. So this is the first part. No need of saying in the given case. Second part, first para over, second para. Second para, first para over, second para, what will you write? Fraud diamond includes. And now you can say, all of you, you were saying earlier, fraud diamond include incentive. We want to do fraud. Pressure. Opportunity. Weak internal control. Then rationalization. Behavior. These three are there in essay 240. One more angle is there. Incentive is there. Pressure is there. Rationalization and opportunity is there. Now you should have, very good, capability. So that's the second part answer. This is the first part answer. Don't get confused with types of fraud, factors of fraud. This is indicators. No need of in the given case, no need of conclusion. Every question will not have in the given case as per conclusion. Hi. If you are clear, can we go to the three factors? Incentive or pressure, opportunity, rationalization. You can refer the notes of 240 for three factors. Fraud risk factors. Are we clear? Three factors, four indicators, two types of fraud. This is essay 240. Here they are asking chapter 17, fraud diamond. This is a direct question. So I'll just say which principle number and go to the last question. Can you say? Thank you. Green Tech Manufacturing Limited, engaged in production of electronic appliances, have been facing criticism from the environmental activists, local communities for the high energy consumption. Discharge of untreated industrial wastage depending upon the non-renewable resources. Considering the same, company's management now wants to strengthen the environmental responsibility. Identify the principle. Also state that principle. Explain. This is relating to BRSR. BRSR totally, there are 9 principles. In that, which principle are they asking? That's right. Principle number 6. You have to just explain it. So since it's a direct question, I'm not going. And I'll just give you an advice for those people who have decided to skip chapter number 18. Hi. Who have skipped chapter number 18? Say hi. Chapter number 18, emerging area. Okay. I'll give you one piece of advice to those who are saying hi. Integrated reporting list 6 capital. You remember that clue? Intellectually financial, manufacturer will depend upon human, social, natural. Integrated reporting you learn. BRSR, three sections are there, 9 principles is there. At least these two plus audit procedure for verifying BRSR. These three things please learn and keep. Okay or no? Most probably question will be somewhere here. Can you acknowledge whether you heard BRSR you have to learn, integrated reporting, and audit procedure for giving the report on sustainable. Keto. Nandana? Now coming to the last question. Guys, now we are unstoppables. Come on. Last question. Hi, unstoppables. That you can learn in the flow quota. So last is relating to what was it? Right, ethics. With that, RTP is over. Aditya and Co., a firm of chartered accountant, has been approached by Skill Development Council of Government of India to conduct assessment and performance audit in various training centers across the country. The scope of work of same includes reviewing efficiency of operation, utilization of funds, quality of training imparted, suggested measures and improvement. In this context, partners are concerned about permissibility of accepting. Would this assignment be prohibited? And didn't you, don't you, you remember those three things and four things? Whenever you get a question from the ethics, whether it is section, whether it is council guideline, whether it is ESB, it can be from clause and section, it can be from council. So can you say where we have studied this? A performance auditor skill assessment for Government of India. I mean, government. Allowed, not allowed. Hello, it is. It is. It is. It is. Allowed only. Where it is allowed, can you say? Is it clauses? Is it ESB? Is it guidelines or is it section? Where? Now, those who have our notes towards the end of, very good, ESB, there is it. There are around 45 ESB decision. If you want to refer all the 45, I've posted as 2 videos in the YouTube. Okay. So can you say, first para, as per, whenever ESB related comes right like this, as per recent decisions taken by Ethical Standard Board, it is permissible for a CA in practice to engage in the performance audit skill development since it falls under MCS, Management Consultancy Services under Section 224 of CA Act. Now you can write, this is the first para. Second para, you write in the given case. Therefore, third para. How? Therefore, at a conclusion, therefore, not guilty, guilty, that is okay, but you have to write it in a para. Therefore, Aditya and Co. can engage in the skill development performance audit since it is allowed as per ESB. Now, with the same pen itself, you just highlight, okay, what ESB allowed. That keywords highlighting is important, not only for this, from the first question. SQC, to highlight the main point. Hi. Can we proceed to next one, please? Last one. RTP is done, done. Come on. Puran, a practicing chartered accountant, uploaded educational videos on accounting and auditing topics on YouTube for benefit of students and young professionals. In these videos, he introduced himself as partner, chartered accountant, and displayed the firm's website address. Comment with respect to schedules. Very easy. Educational videos, website, all these are which clause? Very good. It is clause. Very good. 611. Allowed or not allowed? Clause 6, part 1, first schedule. So, solicitation, that is the word. So, first step, you will discuss the entire. You will explain the entire clause 611. What is clause 611? Entire clause 611. You will say solicitation from the clients or the work is not allowed through 5 modes. However, responding to tenders and another CA is allowed. Then you add as per council. Okay, educational videos are allowed. Educational videos are allowed without mentioning the firm's name, etc. Therefore, in the given case, at a first para you wrote clause, second para you wrote as per council, third para you write in the given case. Fourth, therefore, CA, what you call Purana, Puran shall be held guilty. Are we clear? So guys, with that, we have done with. With that, we have done with. Hello, we have done with RTP. Let us say I've not just discussed what you say. I've not just discussed the answers simply. I've been saying, except for BRSR, that question, I've been saying for most question, how to present. First para what, second para what, how do you conclude, how to think in the exam. Like in the exam, we have followed. Was this useful? Okay, guys. So, as a conclusion sentence, as a concluding thing, what I wanted to say is always think that we will be successful. Okay. Always think in your mind that we will be successful because we have to stay positive. Whatever said and done, negativity is there for the CA students, which is not advisable, but always think positive and like unstoppables, like Dhiras, you have to continue. Okay. Especially the last few days of the exams, it is very, 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 very important. Don't give up, just continue. So guys, that's it. Keep going. 1 minute.